Chronic headaches suck. They affect every part of your life and they just suck. I want to teach you some key things that you must do to help yourself get free of pain. Coming up next. Over my many years of practice, I have seen tons of people, probably thousands of people with headaches and chronic recurring headache issues. And there are certain patterns that I see in those folks that show up. Their headaches might present differently, but the patterns in the way that they sit, the way that they hold themselves, and the orientation of their head and their neck and their shoulders is often the same. So this is going to help you really expedite your healing process if you are suffering from headaches. So I want to talk about two particular kinds of issues that I see a lot in my practice. One, now we have text neck. Text neck is looking down and on your little device, oh, let me just check and see what's going on over here, right? And then when we do that, we're tucking the chin, dropping the head, and also the shoulders are rounding, and the head is just hanging. So a couple of things happen. We get this aching at the base of the skull because these little tiny muscles at the base of the skull, the suboccipitals, they get all jacked up, they're hanging. The upper trapezius, the number 2 cause of headaches, hanging, reaching, holding on. Levator scapula back here at the shoulders, hanging, trying to pull your head back. And then that is a beginning. And then what ends up happening is often then you look up because you're wanting to move forward, you're wanting to go for a walk, you need to go to your car, you got to go to the bathroom. So unfortunately, what happens, a lot of folks get stuck here and then they look up and now they've got what's classically called forward head posture. Both of these conditions begin with this rounding in the chest. Both of these conditions significantly contribute to headache pain and the conditions that create chronic recurring headaches. When the head is placed where it's supposed to be, with the ears landing over the shoulders, then our muscles are working the way that they're designed. They're just holding up your head, they're turning your head side to side, they're nodding side to side, whatever. All of that works efficiently and effectively when the ears are lined up over the shoulders. As soon as we start slouching, notice that the head coming forward or the head dropping actually begins here in the chest. It's very difficult for me to protrude my head forward without taking my shoulders with it, right? And it's very difficult for me to text with my chest lifted. That's not going to work either. We're going to naturally slouch to create that condition of texting or forward head posture. Here's the thing though, your head weighs about the same as a bowling ball, and the head is designed to rest here over the shoulders. What ends up happening is as the shoulders round forward and the head comes along with it and the chest collapses and the head goes forward, either looking up or looking down, then the bowling ball gets moved further and further away from its support. When that happens, the muscles have to work 4 or 5 times as hard as they're designed. Now, the strain on the muscles is like they're carrying 5 bowling balls instead of just 1. That's a big difference. Think about carrying 1 bowling ball and then think about carrying 5 bowling balls. That's hard work. And all of that is happening in your neck and shoulders when your chest is collapsed and you're either looking down to text or your chest is collapsed and you're looking now forward. And especially with that forward head posture, when you're looking up, these little tiny muscles at the base of the skull, those suboccipitals, end up working so hard, and you just get that ache at the base of the skull that can wrap around your head like a freaking vice, and it hurts so much it can go deep behind the eyes. That's terrible, terrible pain. So if you want to get out of headache pain, the first step is to open your chest. You've got to start lifting and opening the chest. Spend a little time looking up. Do the opposite of the condition that is causing your pain and suffering. So to really open up your chest, to get your head back over your shoulders, you're going to want at some point to do some self-trigger point release in the big three, the pecs, lats, and teres, that all contribute, that pull those shoulders forward, that might be the kind of secret cause of your headaches to begin with. And I've recorded video to teach you how to do that well, and we're going to drop that video link in the description below. Once you open the chest and can sit up well and rest the head over the shoulders, now your range of motion is going to be so much better, and that pull and that ache in the muscles begins to lessen and go away. Then you can do some self-trigger point release stuff for releasing the sternocleidomastoid, releasing the back of the neck. There's all these steps where you can now release the trigger points, but until this is addressed, it's going to be very hard to get yourself out of headaches. So look at we're going to link to a video to active posture. What does good posture mean? How do I get there? We're going to put the active posture links down in the description so you can check out what really good posture is, how to orient yourself in a good way, and start working on bringing your head back over your shoulders. And then further on in this playlist, we'll have some other videos about how to actually do the self-trigger point release work that you need to do. We've got one for sternocleidomastoid. We'll go ahead and link that in the description as well. So I trust that this video has helped you in understanding the conditions that are causing your headaches. And I will say that once you start changing this and do a little bit of self-trigger point release, it doesn't matter how long you've had these headaches. Could be 5 years, could be 10 years. I worked on a woman who had chronic headaches for 70 years, that once we worked on her posture, opened her up, and released the special trigger points in her neck, she was free of headaches for the first time in her life. And that is what I want your story to be. I want it to end with you going, yeah, now I'm free of headaches forever. So thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.